The story begins with Kate Carter, a storm chaser, on a field mission in Oklahoma with her team. Javi, Addie, Praveen, and her boyfriend Jeb. Kate has a rare, sharp intuition. She can sense when the skies are about to spawn a tornado, even before the data shows any threat. They attempt a groundbreaking experiment, releasing sodium polyacrylate spheres into a tornado to weaken it so it breaks apart. But the storm grows fast, escalating into an F5, the rarest and most powerful kind. The mission ends in tragedy. Addie, Praveen, and Jeb are killed. Kate and Javi survive, but the loss scars her deeply. She quits storm chasing. 5 years later, Javi Morales tracks her down. He tells her about his life since then, even serving in the military for a while. Now, he explains, he works for a private company called StormPar, using drones and AI to monitor storms. He says he needs Kate's help to test a new atmospheric suppression system. But Kate, still haunted by Oklahoma, turns him down. The next day, she gets a message from Javi. Another Oklahoma town has been torn apart by twisters. That news makes her change her mind. Kate joins Javi on the trip back to Oklahoma. There, she meets the new generation of storm chasers, including Scott, Javi's tech partner. Out in the field, she also meets Tyler Owens and his crew, popular chasers who run a YouTube channel with thousands of followers. Javi asks Kate to read the data to predict where the next tornado will strike. Kate does her thing, feeling the wind shifts, able to forecast sudden turns with precious seconds to spare. Tyler walks up and says he used to compare wind and clouds the same way. He asks where she's from and if she works for StormPar. Kate says she's from New York, but before she can answer about StormPar, Ben, a reporter covering tornado season, jumps in, asking which storm they'll chase this time. Tyler smirks and says he should ask Kate. She introduces herself, starts to step away, but Tyler cuts in. She hasn't said which direction they should go. Before Kate replies, Tyler declares that his gut says the strongest tornado will form to the east, and that's where the big payday is. Kate shoots back, then he should chase the payday. Kate returns to Javi and says they'll target the western cells. Scott interrupts, saying the east data looks stronger, but Kate insists the cap, a warm air layer that blocks storm growth, won't break there. Kate and her team head west. Tyler and his crew watch, then follow. The chase is on. StormPar must set up 3 radar units around the tornado to capture full readings. Tyler, with his team and Ben crammed in back, cuts right across Kate and Javi's path, streaming every moment live to their followers. Kate and Javi race the storm, pushing to get ahead and deploy their radar. Hail slams down, feeding the twister's fury. From a distance, photographers cheer and snap shots. 2 StormPar trucks manage to set their radars in place. Kate and Javi reach their mark, but before they can trigger the radar, panic grips Kate. She yells at Javi to get back in the car, and they pull away from the storm. Out of fear, Kate fails the mission. Meanwhile, Tyler and his crew drive straight into the twister, shooting fireworks inside. In the end, they celebrate, calling themselves Tornado Pros. As for Ben, let's just say he didn't enjoy the ride. Kate apologizes to Javi for failing, but he tells her it's fine. Another tornado will show up and they'll get another chance. That night, all the teams gather at a local festival. Javi and Kate reminisce about their time in Oklahoma with friends, and soon after, Kate heads off to rest. As she climbs the stairs, Tyler calls out. She stops, and Tyler's team congratulates her for tracking the tornado. Ben asks for her last name to include in his article, but she says just her first name is enough. Tyler jokes that she's a mystery. In their talk, Kate learns Tyler studied meteorology, and she's surprised by his hands-on knowledge. Tyler then invites her to join them on their next tornado run, but she turns him down and leaves. The next morning, Javi and Scott meet with Marshall Riggs, one of StormPar's investors. They show him homes destroyed by the recent tornadoes, and explain that most owners don't have coverage for the damage. Kate interrupts, asking Javi when he wants to head out after the next storm. Javi introduces her to Marshall, then excuses her so he can finish the meeting. Later, Tyler finds Kate tracking the wind again and joins her. He strikes up a conversation, but Kate slips away, saying she'll grab them a drink since they need to get along. Instead, she sneaks off, already knowing where the next big tornado will form. She calls Javi, warning him a massive one is coming. Tyler notices her urgency and quickly rallies his team, pulling out ahead. On the road, Kate keeps reading the storm, pointing out where they need to go. Suddenly, a tornado touches down, and right beside it, another one forms. Kate and Javi hit the gas, racing straight toward it to collect data. A chase begins between Kate and Tyler, and she manages to overtake them. She predicts the right-hand funnel will hold while the other fades. But sensing a shift in the winds, Kate swerves left, while Tyler's team sticks to the right funnel, anchoring their truck with retractable steel stakes and prepping fireworks to fire into the vortex. The funnel weakens and dies out, showing they picked the wrong tornado. Meanwhile, Kate follows the storm that's growing stronger by the second. Positioned perfectly, all of StormPar's vehicles deploy their radars to capture the data. The radars are in place, but something goes wrong. The one Kate and Javi set up gets ripped away by the wind. Now Javi and Kate are trying to outrun the tornado as it tears through everything around them. Luckily, they make it past. But things get worse when the twister heads straight toward a small town. Kate and the other storm chasers rush to the town, helping people pick up what little is left after the tornado destroys everything. From a distance, Kate and Tyler watch Scott introducing Marshall to the victims. Tyler questions why Stormpar is playing the heroes, and Kate insists they're the ones making a difference here. Tyler fires back, asking if she really knows who they are, and how many people have to lose everything for them to make a difference. Kate snaps, saying he sells t-shirts and mugs with his own face right after a tragedy. Ben cuts in, asking Tyler to answer a few questions, but Tyler brushes him off, telling him to go ask Kate since she's got all the answers, then storms off upset. Kate apologizes to Ben for not helping and walks away. Liv, part of Tyler's crew, brings Kate a box of food, but she refuses, saying she doesn't have any money right now. Liv interrupts, explaining that the shirts pay for meals to help the victims. Embarrassed for accusing Tyler of cashing in on tragedy, Kate takes only the water and asks her to save the food for someone who really needs it. The disaster floods every TV station while Kate starts digging for info on Marshall Riggs. Tyler knocks on her door and hands her some food after hearing she hadn't eaten. She accepts and shuts the door, but then reopens it. Tyler is still there. He asks how she's holding up after everything, and she admits she wishes she could have done more to help. Tyler then invites Kate to a rodeo. There, the two talk, and she reveals she grew up near Oklahoma, on a farm. Later, they share how they each faced their very first tornado. The mood is light, almost playful, until it suddenly shifts. A fierce gust slams the arena, and Kate feels the air grow heavy. Cell phones across the crowd buzz with alerts. A tornado is closing in, and everyone needs to evacuate right now. Chaos erupts at the rodeo. People run in panic, searching for shelter. Kate, Tyler, and a few others don't have time to reach a storm cellar, so they take cover in an empty pool at a nearby motel. They rush down into the concrete shelter, hoping it's strong enough to keep them safe. The tornado roars above with brutal force. The ground shakes, and shards of debris rain down. When it finally moves on, Kate steps out and sees the city in ruins. Cars flipped, power lines down, homes reduced to rubble. She finds Javi and they embrace. Scott shows up, warning Javi that the land destroyed was private property, and says he'll collect data to hand over to Riggs. Javi agrees and Scott leaves. Curious, Kate asks what Riggs actually gains from all that data. Javi brushes it off, but Kate pushes back, saying it's immoral to profit from tragedy. She accuses Riggs of exploiting victims for his own gain and criticizes Javi for not seeing it. Javi fires back, saying he lost a scholarship when he lost 3 of his best friends to a tornado. Hurt, Kate walks away. Those friends mattered to her too. Kate heads to her mother's house, the same hurricane-proof home she grew up in. Kathy asks if she's storm chasing again, and Kate denies it, showing she's still afraid to face the front lines. The next day, Kate visits the old barn out back. Years ago, it was where she ran her tornado experiments. Now everything's covered in dust, left exactly as it was when she walked away. Kathy asks what she should do with it all. Kate tells her to toss it, admitting she gave up on tornadoes for good. Kathy gets a call, laughs at Kate's words, and teases that she's still waiting for her daughter to save the world before walking out. Alone in the barn, Kate gazes at a small tornado model she built years ago, overwhelmed by memories. Just then, Tyler shows up. She asks how he found her, and he explains he saw her name on the news about the storm, and he's sorry for what she's lost. Minutes later, Tyler is at the table with Kate and her mom. They laugh, talking about how Kate's always been special, how she has a gift for feeling nature itself. Tyler reveals she was earning a PhD in meteorology and leading studies on how to stop tornadoes in their tracks. Hours later, Kate finds Tyler in the hangar. They argue over her project to break apart a tornado. Tyler pushes her to refine the parts and give it another try. Kate refuses. She's terrified of failing again, like she did with her friends in the field. She calls it nothing more than a childish dream of wanting to make a difference. Tyler tells her he's sorry for what happened, but she can't let it haunt her forever. He walks away, and Kate breaks down, still crushed by the guilt. The next morning, Tyler packs up and leaves without saying goodbye. As he gets in the car, Kate taps on the window, asking what the odds are that a new design might work. They head back into the hangar and start running data on a new polymer mix. The graphs show that with the upgraded components, the plan could work on an F1 tornado. Determined to prove it, they haul out the barrels and run a test on a small twister. But the mix still isn't strong enough to wipe it out completely. Days later, Javi shows up at Kate's and apologizes for what happened. He hands her Stormpar's tornado tracking and scanning data. Information critical for Kate and Tyler to push their experiments further. With Liv and Tyler's crew by her side, Kate upgrades the capsules, loading them with silver iodide and particle dispersers designed to drain the storm's heat. The idea: neutralize the tornado's hot core and break it down without disrupting the natural moisture cycle. The team throws themselves into the work, determined to make the next test succeed. Ben stays close, documenting everything about their mission and their fight to protect Oklahoma. A new tornado begins to form. Kate and Tyler's team takes the lead, but Javi and the Stormpar crew race past them. The storm grows stronger and they lose the funnel on radar. Liv's drone takes a lightning strike, cutting off her view. Javi and Scott lose sight as well, blinded by the storm. Scott urges Javi to keep straight, but then the twister erupts right in front of them. Javi's car flips over. Not far away, another tornado rips into the city's oil refinery. Javi and Scott manage to restart their car and escape, just like Kate and her team. The twister shifts, swelling with power, now heading straight for the city. Kate radios her team. Once they reach town, forget the storm. Focus only on saving lives. Scott watches Kate and her team head toward the city and hints that she's running away. Javi steps in, saying they're going to help people and that they should do the same. Scott snaps back, saying if Javi wants to bail, then do it now. Javi slams the brakes, leaves Scott alone on the road, and drives off to help in the city. The tension rises when it becomes clear the shelters aren't big enough for everyone. With the shelters overcrowded and the tornado closing in at terrifying speed, the group rushes to pack dozens of people into a movie theater, a solid building that might hold 80 yachts. But things don't go as planned. Tyler gets trapped under the wreckage, and Kate, even in the chaos, risks everything to save him. That's when Javi shows up again and helps free Tyler. The three sprint to the theater, but Kate realizes the only real shot at stopping, or even weakening, the tornado is using Tyler's truck, equipped with a dispersal system. Kate takes the wheel and drives straight into the heart of the storm. With violent winds and debris flying everywhere, she triggers the system. For a few seconds, it feels hopeless. The hatches won't open, and the truck starts dragging across the ground. The theater's main wall is ripped away, everyone fighting not to be pulled in. Then finally, Kate forces the barrels open, and the chemicals release. The tornado begins to lose power. Slowly, it breaks apart. The city is saved, and Kate proves she made the difference. When the storm finally passes, Kate shows up at the airport, ready to fly back to New York. But she's torn, unsure if she really wants to leave it all behind. That's when Tyler appears. He tries to convince her to stay, but before she can answer, the decision comes from above. Flights are canceled due to bad weather. Kate chooses to stay with Tyler. That was today's movie. Drop a comment below and tell me what you thought. I'm Gustavo Marquez, signing off. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Big hug to everyone and see you in the next video.